Good morning, television family. Tuesday has safely arrived. It's the third day of March, 2026. I am Dan Kuntz, and starting today, this show will be broadcast in quadraphonic sound. So if you have a quadraphonic stereo system, enjoy the beautiful, clean audio. I am Dan Kuntz. It is high clouds, 34 degrees. The lunar eclipse came and went. We had a few high clouds. You could make it out, but it could have looked a little better, but there's nothing you can do about that. Lots to talk about today. Weather today starts the changes. The changes really come overnight tonight. It's still going to be very mild. We'll be in the mid-50s today, but we're going to have basically high clouds all day today, and then we start talking about rain. We're going to have overnight rain into Wednesday morning. Anyway, we'll have all that details coming up, but things are finally going to change. We had 58 degrees, 58 yesterday. We had 55 on Sunday, 54 Saturday, 55 Friday. Warm. It's going to be mild again today, and then things change. Weather forecast is coming up. News, yes, sports. Kraken beat the Carolina Hurricanes at home, which is good because Carolina is very good. They have the best record in the East, but it was a nice victory. One of the better ones of the year for the Kraken. We'll have highlights of that. Of course, speaking of hockey, it's Tuesday. Austin Draude will be dropping by because every Tuesday, live in this studio, it's Hockey Talk with Austin Draude. The Wenatchee Wild have their work cut out for them if they're going to make the playoffs. They're still on the outside looking in, and quite frankly, they're running out of games. Mike Benitti's got an opinion as well. It's a busy show. Lots to get to, including the cameras. Here we go. PTZing away here. The Wenatchee Heights camera down the Columbia River towards Rock Island and Rock Island Dam. Sun is up, doing its thing. It's been up for a while now. 6:37 is when the sun came up. Sunset tonight, 5:49. That's 11 hours, 12 minutes of daylight. 3 minutes and 23 seconds longer than it was yesterday. And a quick heads up, of course, with daylight saving kicking in. Standard time goes away. Daylight saving kicks in on Sunday. That means when this show begins on Monday of next week, it'll be dark again. Well. There is the Lake Wenatchee from Nanapoc Ridge, and I've asked this question before, and I'll ask it again. I've never gotten an answer. When the ice melts on either Lake Wenatchee that you see there or Fish Lake off to your right, when the ice melts in the spring, does it melt from the top down or from the bottom up or a combination of the two? I'm getting confirmation from Malcolm. It, in fact, does that. It melts. Let's head on up to Rude Canyon. We haven't used this camera in a long time. I don't know why. As you can see, because of the elevation, Rude Canyon is about 4,000 feet in elevation. It's up there in the Waterville Plateau. They still have some snow up there on Rude Canyon. The people who live in Rude Canyon, however, are not rude. They're very nice and hardy people. And let's head on up to McNeil Canyon. That's a gorgeous view there. And that new road, the new McNeil Canyon Road, it's gonna save lives, I think, is what it's going to do. That was badly needed. That's high atop McNeil Canyon. So that is Lake Chelan that you see right about in the middle of your screen. You can make out a little bit of the Chelan Airport. Can't quite see Chelan proper because the abutment pretty much blocks it. And that would be the Chelan Butte, by the way, on the far left-hand side of your screen from McNeil Canyon. And that is zoomed about as far back as that camera will zoom. We do this every Tuesday. We check in with our friends at the Climate Prediction Center for the 6 to 10 day temperature and precipitation outlook. This takes us from Sunday to Thursday of next week. And as you can see, equal chances of seeing normal temperatures. The East Coast is finally going to get warmed up. It's going to be in the mid-60s by the time we get to the weekend along the East Coast. They've had just a brutal winter in Washington, D.C., and Baltimore, and Boston, and New York City, and Philadelphia. They're finally going to get a relief for that. And as far as precipitation is concerned, right around normal. So normal temperatures, normal precipitation is the long-term forecast. Again, this is Sunday to Thursday of next week. From our friends at Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, it's where comfort, care, and community come together. Mild again, lots of clouds though, no sunshine. We'll top off at about 55 degrees. That's still very warm after 58 yesterday with all that sunshine. It was just a gorgeous day. And then comes the rain. Now it's going to come in the wee small hours of the morning. It's going to start raining about 2:33 a.m. Tonight, and then it's going to taper off at about noon on Wednesday. So that's your timeline for rain. Not a deluge of rain, light rain, but pretty consistent. 60% chance of rain starting at about 2 a.m. and running again till about 11 a.m. to about noon on Wednesday. And then we'll see some sunshine in the afternoon. So tomorrow morning, clouds and rain. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine and still mild with a high of 54. Partly cloudy Wednesday night, overnight low of 38. It's not a big system that's coming in. It's a bunch of little bitty systems. They're going to come in and come out, which is why we're going to go right back to sunshine on Thursday and a high of 51, although a little breezy at times on Thursday. Friday, partly sunny. We'll get up to about 54. Clouds on Saturday, no rain, very mild, 57. For the afternoon high on Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at, well, partly sunny and a high of 57. We could see some rain on Sunday night. Keep in mind, our normal high this time of the year is 48, and our normal low is 30. So that is still very, very mild. We've been unbelievably mild since basically late October. Going to take a break and come back with the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel. Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
High clouds, 35 degrees. What you see right now behind my shoulder is pretty much what we're going to see most of the day today. High clouds, filtered sunshine. We'll get up to about 55. We're going to have some rain from about 2 o'clock on Wednesday morning from about 2 o'clock or so Wednesday morning into about noon on Wednesday, and then we'll see some sunshine and temperatures right through the forecast period. Expected to be above normal by quite a bit. It's 9 minutes after the hour. 134 acres in the Wenatchee foothills have a new name, and they're under new management. The Lookout Natural Area is located north of Wenatchee near the Sunny Slope area, and is now managed by the City of Wenatchee and the Chelan Douglas Land Trust. The name was selected in partnership with members of the Colville Confederated Tribes to honor the landscape's cultural significance and spectacular views. The acquisition was made possible through the help of local donors and the state of Washington, and it's meant to help preserve threatened wildlife habitat and outdoor recreation opportunities. The city and the Land Trust say they are working to raise the remaining $2 million needed for stewardship planning, habitat restoration, and a future trailhead, the development of which is likely going to continue over the next couple of years. There's a new sheriff in town, Tyler Kale, who was the Douglas County Under-Sheriff for the last 7 years, has the main job now. He was sworn in Monday morning by Douglas County Commissioner Dan Sutton. He takes over on an interim basis for Kevin Morse, whose retirement became effective at the end of February. Commissioners announced Kale's appointment in February. Kale has already filed to run for this year's election, So far, he's likely to face Chelan County Deputy Adam Musgrove and former Quincy Police Chief Keith Siebert on the ballot in the August primary. The interim term runs until the end of this year. The Early Access Lottery is open for you folks who want to visit the North Cascades National Park. The National Park Service says demand for backcountry camps and high-use climbing areas exceed capacity during the peak periods, and the lottery system limits the number of users competing for high-demand areas at the same time. The North Cascades Park offers visitors kayaking, backpacking, and camping opportunities. Registration for the lottery, you can register now, and you have until 9 o'clock on the evening of March 13th to get your lottery ticket in. You can enter it by going to recreation.gov, and if you're successful and you win a lottery ticket to go camping, you'll be notified on March 20th. As spring approaches, state and local agencies are keeping a close eye on what this winter's dry conditions could mean for wildfire season. Snowpack in parts of north central Washington is well below average for this time of the year. Blue Pass showing significantly less water stored in the snow than at this time last year. Officials say the snow water equivalent, that's the amount of water that the snowpack will produce when it melts, is running below normal in a lot of areas. We had a chance to speak with Ryan Rodrock. He's with the Washington State Department of Natural Resources about what these trends could mean in the months ahead.
We are in an extremely dry winter. There's a metric that we use a lot called the snow water equivalent, which is just like it sounds. It's the amount of snow that turns into the requisite amount of water. And that's very, very low. The only place it's really normal right now is up in the national park, up in the North Cascades. Most other sites that measure that snow water equivalent are below the 50th percentile. Some portions of the South Cascades are in the 20th percentile to the teens. So the snowpack is very, very low. We do have a lot of winter left, though. We've got all of February, most of March, and hopefully maybe even into April to see some more precipitation. As far as that precipitation falling as snow, we don't know yet if that's going to be enough to get us to normal, but those metrics are running low enough that we would need some pretty significant snow events to make those sites starting to read as normal.
What preparations are already underway for wildfire season?
Well, the good news is that DNR is prepared to address those fires that happen on our jurisdiction. We stagger our resources throughout the state of Washington, throughout central Washington. So all of those engine companies, the aircraft you see during fire season, those are staged and ready to go in those geographic zones that are more prone to fire. So our Chelan unit covers Chelan and Douglas County with engines, personnels, and hand crews. Work centers there in Leavenworth as well. We also stagger aircraft around the region. So you'll see our aircraft staged obviously up at Pangbourne. There are aircraft that are staged down in Yakima as well. And we also frequently use Moses Lake for those heavy air tankers for the big red fire retardant that you see on the hillsides.
So I know you mentioned that there are a few metrics that you've been following, but are there any others that you're watching over the next month that will influence how aggressively you prepare?
What we'll need to see is what those precipitation events look like in the spring. Mostly how much of that rainfall that we get in those spring rains and how those fire fuels hang on to that moisture. That'll really give us a better determination on when fire season is going to start, potentially its severity, and then how long it's going to last for. And it's all really a matter of what those what happens with that snowpack, what those spring rains do, and how much moisture those fuels are able to hold on to long term. That'll give us a better idea as to, what fire season we can expect and when we can expect it to start.
So for some people who might not know, how does the snowpack affect a wildfire season?
So it's just one of the things that can affect wildfire season. Again, we'll want to see what those spring rains do. But snowpack, the more snow we get in the mountains, obviously, the more moisture that those fuels up in the mountains can hold on to, and the more moisture is then able to present itself downstream as runoff and feed the fuels downstream. So that's one metric in addition to that spring rainfall we'll be looking at, and then again what that fuel composition looks like, just how dry the sagebrush gets and how fast it gets to that point.
Talking more about Central Washington, I know that the whole state suffered flooding in December, but a lot of the snowpack that we had melted during that time. Can you talk about how that kind of affects on top of the dry winter that we're already experiencing?
It did wash off a lot of that snowpack. Again, unfortunately, we're in a position where that flooding, there really wasn't much snowpack to wash off to begin with. It did wash off some of that. Most of that catastrophic flooding that we saw on the west side as a result was a result of those Pineapple Express type events coming up from the Pacific Ocean. So that primarily fell as a major rain event instead of a major snow event. What we really need to see is more of those snow events in the mountain, again, getting into February and March.
What should residents in North Central Washington be doing now, regardless of how the rest of winter plays out?
Regardless of how it plays out, now is definitely the time to prepare. Start thinking about having a plan for your home and property. It's really important both for us as the folks that are going to respond to that wildfire, but also for the safety of your community to make sure that you're hardening your home if you live in one of those high wildfire impact zones or live on the wildland urban interface. I like to say if you can go out for a walk around your neighborhood and touch sagebrush, there's a good chance that you live on that wildland urban interface. So it's really the simple things in hardening your home that are going to make the biggest difference. So, make sure your wood pile isn't stored under your deck. Go around now and get some of those pine needles cleared out from your eaves. If you don't have soffit protectors on your roof, on your eaves, get soffit protectors. And then within 0 to 5 feet of your home, make sure there's nothing flammable that's touching that home. That includes overhanging branches, again, pine needles that could potentially be on your roof. And then from that 0 to 30 feet, again, make sure that there's not a lot of flammable materials that's in between that 30-foot buffer zone and your home. Not only does this harden your home if that flame front were to move through, but also it allows crews to get in there and do much quicker structure protection work should the need arise. The less work that we have to do to secure your home before that flame front moves through, the better chance your home and property will weather that flame front.
And finally, the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade. So we're told we'll be back this year. March 14th is the date. It's the annual parade in its 45th year. It'll follow the same route down Orondo from Mission to the Avenue. This year's Grand Marshals, the U.S. men's and women's Olympic hockey teams are both coming off, of course, their gold medal wins. They're not going to show up. The Grand Marshal has never showed up to the St. Patrick's Day parade. Floats, marching bands, clubs, businesses, anybody who wants to be in the parade can be in the parade. It's free to participate, but you do have to register in advance. Go see my good buddy Dave Harold at Sunday FM or go to Sunday FM's website and get signed up. You do have to sign up in advance. That's a St. Patrick's Day. I can't do an Irish brogue. I really should stop doing that. And that is the news. Grant will not deliver the news in an Irish brogue because he can't do one either. But he'll be in the anchor chair tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock for the NCW Life Evening News, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on TV, online, on our homepage, ncwlife.com. You can check out the news anytime you want there. Also, we'll put a link on our Facebook page, and, of course, it'll be on our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock. You got a news tip? You send us an email. Love to hear from you. News at ncwlife.com. Impressive victory by the Seattle Kraken last night over one of the best teams in the league. Highlights are next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. Chelan Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and culinary delights. With 4 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure. But don't wait, tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Just about 22 minutes after the hour, Ben Myers scored his career-high 6th goal. The Carolina Hurricanes had scored at least 1 goal in 12 straight games, but they didn't get enough last night. 2-1, big victory for the Kraken over the Hurricanes last night. Capo Caco also scored for the Kraken. Joey Decord was superb. 35 saves. Seattle defenseman Adam Larson had both of the assists. The Kraken have won 6 straight now at Climate Pledge Arena.
Larson will get to it. Here's a turnover by Shane Wright. Puck comes off his skate. Capo Caco, they might have a 2-on-1 the other way. Catton with him. Here's Capo Caco. Shoots, scores! Capo Caco got it. 1-0 Seattle.
Hey, Capo Caco. Quick developing play. Caco and Catton. Left-handed shot, JT, right side of the ice, and I think it goes actually under the right arm. Yes, it does, off of the right arm and into the back of the net. Huge goal after a terrific start by Carolina.
This will come back the other way. Team's back to even strength as the court out to play the puck, swings it along the wall. Melanson bumps his man, swings it over. Yeah, Larson, Myers, speed through center ice. Kicks it over now. Freddie Gaudreau in front, tipped just off the goal post. They score! That one will count. 2-0 Seattle. Ben Myers got it.
The play moves it back to the point, funnel the puck to the net, and then Myers not once but twice stays right with it as Gaudreau just gets it to that blue paint there, JT, and then the Kraken go to work.
Good job by Myers there too. You have to battle, put your stick down, strong effort.
Got taken down. Play continues as comes down the right side. Ehlers behind the net. Martinook with it, tried to center it, but over skating it was done. Here's a chance, they score. 2-1 hockey game. Made the save play.
It was a tough spot to really try to put that puck through the middle.
Especially against this team. And here they come again. Jarvis trying to cut in. Save on the short side by Decord. He will hold on.
Jarvis with a nice opportunity up high as well.
He'll wind, fake a shot. Aho, Gostisbehere, shot, glove save. Joey Decord, he'll hold on.
When you get the opportunity to clear the puck down, you got to get it down. Crack.
One more chance here for Carolina. Ehlers dishes it off. Wrist shot deflected wide. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, in front. What a win! Seattle 2-1 over the best team in the Eastern Conference. A massive 2 points on a Monday night.
For the last 89 seconds of last night's contest, Carolina had a 6-on-4 power play. And that means Joey Decord had to face a lot of shots, but after the game he said, it wasn't all me.
Trying to get air in my lungs, you know. It's tough, but, you know, the guys did such a good job, honestly. The hardest thing with 6-on-4 is now that when they have that you know, 2 extra guys, is it's really hard to see the puck because they basically just take an extra player and put him right in front of me. So I basically can't see anything. So I need a lot of help from the guys, and they were outstanding tonight. You know, especially on that kill at the end.
The victory moves Seattle up to 3rd place in the Pacific Division, just ahead of Edmonton, who was idle yesterday. Next up, the St. Louis Blues, the Climate Pledge Arena tomorrow night. That game will be televised on Hulu and ESPN+. Mariners didn't play yesterday, first day off of the Cactus League action, so here's the rest of the schedule for the week for you fans of Mariner baseball. Keep in mind, Cal Raleigh not with the team for a few days because he's going to be catching for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. But that's okay. He needs the break. So the Angels at the Mariners today, and then tomorrow the Mariners travel to take on the Giants, and then Seattle has back-to-back home games, so to speak. It's all in Arizona with the Padres and the White Sox to wrap up the week. All right, in case you missed it, here you go. The girls and boys state basketball championship weekend is almost upon us. We'll start with the girls 1B tournament. Lake Roosevelt will take on Tudor Lake. That'll be tomorrow at 9 a.m. in Spokane. Brewster's already in the quarterfinals. The Lady Bears are. They don't know who they're going to play yet. They'll take on Raymond out of South Bend or Reardon, the winner of that game. That'll be Thursday at 12:15. Also in Spokane, the girls state 1B tournament starts tomorrow for the local teams. Pateros will take on PL. That'll be at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Amalric Cooley Heartline will take on Lummi Nation. Waterville Mansfield is already in the quarterfinals there. They have to await the winner of Pomeroy and Yakima Tribal. That game will be on Thursday. The boys state 1A tournament is in Yakima. Chelan will try their quest of taking home a trophy. They'll start tomorrow morning at 10:30 when they take on Cascade Christian. The boys state 2B tournament in Spokane. Okanagan will take on Mount Vernon Christian tomorrow at 3:45. Liberty Bell and Adna will do battle tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. That's way too late for me. The boys state 1B tournament schedule. Amalric Cooley Heartline already in the quarters. They'll take on the winner of Columbia Adventist or Wahkiakum. That'll be Thursday at 2 o'clock. And the Wenatchee Wild, as you already know by now, went 1-2 over the weekend. They lost Friday, won Saturday, lost on Sunday to Everett, and now back-to-back games against the Penticton V's, the expansion team. They'll be in Penticton at 7:05 on Friday, and then home against the V's on Saturday. Austin Draude will be in this very chair. Not this chair. I'm sitting in this chair. He'll be in the chair that you can't see next to me in about 10 minutes with our traditional Tuesday hockey talk. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. There are a lot, and I mean a lot, of obscure holidays on the calendar today. It's World Wildlife Day. It's Liberation Day in Bulgaria. It's National Anthem Day. We'll get to that in just a little bit. National I Want You to Be Happy Day. National Mulled Wine Day. International Irish Whiskey Day. It's Unique Names Day. It's National Canadian Bacon Day. National Sportsmanship Day. This is a true holiday. It's National If Dogs and Cats Had Opposable Thumbs Day. But today we're talking about cold cuts. Salami, bologna, ham, deli meat, turkey, whatever you want to call it. It's National Cold Cuts Day today, which goes back for a couple of thousand years. And we like our cold cuts. We like them a lot. Americans eat more than $2 billion worth of cold cuts every single year. Pre-sliced cold cuts, the stuff that's in the packages, are usually less healthy than those sliced to order at your local deli. Butterball alone processes 15 million turkeys every year to turn it into sandwich meat. That's a lot of turkeys. The Carnegie Deli in New York City is legendary. They serve 10,000 pounds of pastrami every week. Every week at the Carnegie Deli in New York City. And most cold cuts are high in both sodium and fat. Sodium to preserve it, fat because, well, it just is. If you like cold cuts, today is your day. 29 minutes after the hour. We always do states in Today in History when they join the Union. Happy birthday. I'll throw up the flag. You have to guess. Oh, it actually says right on it. It's Florida. Florida is admitted to the 27th as the 27th state of the Union on this day in 1845. That makes Florida 181 years old today. South Florida is the only place on the planet where alligators and crocodiles coexist. In 1982, the Florida Keys seceded from the Union. The Border Patrol put up a roadblock to stop everybody who was trying to head that way, and the mayor of Key West got mad and said, "We want out," declared war on the United States, and then 1 minute later wanted peace and then asked for $1 million in foreign aid. He didn't get it. 9 people a year on average are killed by lightning in Florida. That's by far more than any other state. According to Florida state law, in public buildings, all doors must open outward. They have to open outward because of hurricanes. Because the doors to public buildings open out, they can't be blown in by the strong hurricane winds. Daycare centers in Florida are required to play classical music, although they don't really enforce the law. I don't know why they do that. Florida has the highest percentage of residents over the age of 65 or 65 and older. About 20% of everybody who lives in Florida is at least 65 years old. And it's estimated in another 5 or 6 years, 1 out of every 4 residents of Florida will be 65 or older. Not surprisingly, the state song of Florida is Old Folks at Home. In Florida, about 2/3 of the people who live in Florida were not born in Florida. That's the second highest percentage of any state. 76% of the people who live in Nevada were not born in Nevada, but Florida is number 2. Happy birthday to Florida, who's 181 years old today. Happy birthday, so to speak, to the national anthem. Woodrow Wilson, when he was the president, signed an executive order to make the Star-Spangled Banner the national anthem, but that had no bearing in law. But the Congress stepped in on this date in 1931, 95 years ago today, to formally adopt the Star-Spangled Banner as our national anthem. Other songs under consideration: Hail Columbia, My Country 'Tis of Thee, and America the Beautiful. All 3 of those are significantly better. I get in trouble with this every year, but I'm going to say it anyway. Musically speaking, the Star-Spangled Banner sucks. It just does. I mean, it's so ingrained in us, you know, before sporting events and everything. It's just, we're so used to it, but I don't like it. And of course, why do we have a national anthem to begin with? 2 reasons: baseball and the Olympics. Remember, we didn't have a national anthem until 1931 on this date. The Olympics would call up the United States Olympic Committee. Okay, you won a gold medal, but you don't have a national anthem. What do we play? And they said, Star-Spangled Banner? Anyway, happy birthday to our national anthem. This song should be our national anthem. Rocket 88. For a lot of people, it's the very first rock and roll song ever recorded. It is a rocker. It's maybe 75 years old, but it sounds like it was recorded yesterday. The legendary Jackie Brenston with Ike Turner and his hot band records live in studio at Sam Phillips' Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee. Rocket 88, with the first rock and roll record, I think. This is 1951. And let's start a petition to make Rocket 88 our national anthem. That I would support. And on an entirely different note, in the wee small hours of March 3rd, 1991, what a bunch of African Americans in Los Angeles already knew, the rest of us found out. Probably outside of the Zapruder film, probably the most famous amateur video ever shot, George Holliday's apartment overlooked that. Rodney King is beat, and I mean beat, by Los Angeles police officers. The black community in LA said, you know, this has been going on all the time. Now they finally got it on tape. After analyzing the tape, the police realized that Rodney King was struck with the batons hard, anywhere between 53 and 56 times. 3 of the 4 officers involved were tried in state court. They were tried for assault and excessive use of force. 3 of the 4 officers were acquitted. 1 ended up with a hung jury. Then the riots broke out. Then they were subsequently charged in federal court. Apparently double jeopardy didn't apply there. 2 were found guilty in federal court of violating civil rights. 2 were found not guilty. One heavenly birthday, Alexander Graham Bell, whose mother and wife were both deaf, which is why he was obsessed with how sound waves worked. It was his life's obsession on speech And he just kept working on it. He was trying to make hearing devices. He was hoping to actually cure his wife and his mother of their deafness. He wasn't able to do that, but all of his research led him to get the first patent for the telephone. And even though Alexander Graham Bell had the first patent for the telephone, he himself didn't use one. He said, I'm a scientist and a researcher, and the telephone in my office would be a distraction. Alexander Graham Bell, born in the state in 1847. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors, probably because they don't watch this show. Going to take a break. Mike McNally's got an opinion, and then live in studio, it's Hockey Talk. It's Tuesday. Austin Draude and I talk Wild hockey. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm really pretty conservative. I always have been. I really don't like big government. I think taxes are too high. And I'm sorry, but I think Democrats have a tendency to be self-righteous, and they jump to unjustified conclusions when Republicans do things they don't like. However, I've never been a Republican, and I'll tell you now, I never will be. The Republicans allowing themselves to be under the thumb of that man who is the head of their party, they repel me. And while I may be disenchanted with Democrats, I'm disgusted by the Republican Party's willingness to sell their soul. And for what, I ask? And I do believe there are many others in this great country of ours who are beginning to feel the same way. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800.
Every Tuesday, with the permission of the legal authorities, and by golly, we have the affidavit right in front of us, we talk about Wenatchee Wild hockey with our good friend, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, Austin Draude. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday to you.
Another one of those 3 games and 3-day weekends. We won one. We lost the other 2. Pretty good competition. Just to recap, up in Kelowna, we lost to the Rockets. There you go, 5-1. Not much to talk about there. That was about how the game turned out. I mean, it was a 5-1 game. That's about what it was. Nice victory on Saturday. A 6-2 victory for Hockey Fights Cancer. Big crowd, one of the bigger ones of the year, Austin. And what a third period barrage of goals. And before we show you the highlights, as usual, Austin's going to narrate them as we show all 6 of the goals, 5 of them in the third period. Don't let the uniforms throw you for a loop, because it was Hockey Fights Cancer night, so we were wearing different uniforms. While I was doing the highlights, I thought, the team in white that's not us. It's not us.
It's not us.
Yes, we're in the hot pink. So, Austin, I'm going to ask you, of course, to use the monitor here in the studio for you folks at home. It's advisable that that you use your televisions, please. Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center. Here we go.
We start early, 5 minutes into the game. I feel like I've said that a lot. 5 minutes into the game, we start early with Wenatchee. Long toss ahead. Sam Elliott, here, you take the honors. Zane Saab all the way to the back of the net. That Saab has the engine going. And every cylinder he has takes him to the front of the net, and the puck is in the back of the cage at 5:07 of the first period. Wild lead at 1-0. We go to the third, and Kelowna has retaken the lead. It does not last for long. Kalen Jodry finds the puck at the front of the net, flips it up top, and sends that one in. Drew Smith with the sharp angle try. He gets the primary assist, and the Wild get this game tied up. Doesn't take long, 6 minutes plus into this one. That puck keeps bouncing, it keeps getting jousted, and Riley Basson is waiting there, or Sam Elliott is waiting right there. We'll hear from Riley Basson in a sec. Sam Elliott, his first goal in 4 months. His last one came November 1st against Saskatoon. This time, it's on the side of the net, and it's in the top of the net, and the Wild lead it 3-2. This one is Riley Basson. That shot is Riley Basson. That one doesn't have much of an impact on the game. This one does. The pass from Matthias Silaban right to the front of the cage, and that one is in. Riley Basson with his first goal since coming back from an upper body injury. This one was a different kind of game for Riley. His first 1-point game in Wenatchee. 9 points, all in multi-point games starting the season. Wenatchee getting this one back, and we have a 2-on-1. Grosscloss, you going to pass it? No, you're going to score it. 5-2 Wenatchee with 2:48 to go. A look across. Aiden says, I got this one covered. Ripples the twine, lights the lamp. 5-2. One more tally for the Wild. Who's going to get it? Drew Smith. We haven't called your name yet this season. Let's do that. Your first goal in the Western Hockey League, Drew Smith, with the exclamation mark on this one. One more face-off. Drop the puck. Wild win the face-off. Wild win the game. Happy crowd. These jerseys go to the fans. The money goes to charity. Happy crowd. Give us your money.
Big crowd, too.
Big
one of the biggest ones of the year. 2-1 Kelowna going into the third period. What happened? I mean, were you able to get some sort of a post-game reaction from one of the coaches? Like, did Coach Don say something between periods? How can you explain that 5-goal onslaught in the third period? That seemed to come out of nowhere.
I think you get an early one the way Kalen did, and you get a good bounce like Drew did to get him the puck. And I think that gives you a little boost in your step. And Wild got it back to 2-2, and were able to move it forward with that goal from Sam Elliott. We had a lot of guys step up in that third period who hadn't scored goals, hadn't had big moments for us in a while, and I think it helped that they all happened at the same time. But I wasn't expecting 6-2, but the fact that they got the game tied up early, gave themselves an opportunity, wasn't surprised to see them come from behind and grab that one.
And it's nice to have a big crowd, one of the biggest ones of the year, go home with smiles on their faces after that.
It was 3,700 in the building on Saturday night for that one. I believe it's our second biggest crowd of the season. Guns N' Hoses is usually right at the top, and that one was this year as well. So one of the biggest crowds of the year, and these guys feed off that. It's a lot of newer buildings aren't designed the way the old ones happen to be, where you have a lot of hard surfaces, a lot of tight quarters, everything gets bounced around and the sound gets amplified. But even in Town Toyota Center, when we have a big crowd, that place gets loud, and these guys can feel it on the ice. You can feel it up in the crow's nest. You can feel a little bit of a shake when the crowd is a big one and they're getting into the game. So it's certainly an atmosphere that when our crowd is big, these guys feed off of that, and there's a lot of energy to go around.
Sunday, the Silvertips came to pay us a visit. If you're just joining us, Everett is just by far the best team in the Western Hockey League from a point standpoint. It's ridiculous. They played 60 games. They won 50 of them. Normally, when you score 4 goals, home or away, you're going to win 75% of the time. But against Everett on Sunday, you got to score more than 4.
Yeah, we had a 4-3 lead going to the second period, and playing the 3-3, we were down to 10 forwards for the game on Sunday as well. Some injuries and illness thrown in there as well. Just ran out of gas, and we knew that Everett would throw the kitchen sink at you. They always do. They're a team that gets stronger as the game goes along, and their overtime record is a formidable one as well. But we thought, I was thinking, we get it down to the final minutes, we're going to have to weather a storm, but if we can do that, we can grab a signature win out of this one. And Everett took advantage of the power plays that we gave them. It's 4 power plays. Sometimes it's not too many, but against a team like Everett that's potent on the power play, 4 of them was a little too many, and they took advantage of it. They play a high pace, and they took things to a pace that we couldn't quite sustain there at the end.
Just to recap for you folks who don't remember, the top 2 teams, the top 2 division winners, the division winner in the West, the British Columbia winner of the British Columbia one, which is going to be Penticton, I think, for all things. They have a pretty sizable lead over Prince George, and Everett, which has already won the American division. They're going to be 1 and 2, and then from that point forward, it goes down to the 8th and final seed. As of this morning, Portland and Victoria are tied for 8th. We are 9 points down from them for the 8th and final playoff spot with 8 games to go. So we got our work cut out for us.
We need some help. We're in it, but we need a little bit of help from teams above us. We've played a lot of the teams that we're directly trying to chase down. So now it's a matter of having those big nights like we had against Everett, carrying it through all 60 minutes. We've gotten one against Penticton already. Did that one on the road, which is a tough place to win a game. Now we get 2 more opportunities at Penticton. We've got Edmonton and Red Deer coming up, and we've got Prince George, who has kind of fallen out as Penticton has jumped into that division lead. So we've got some games ahead, but there's no doubt we're going to need a little bit of help from teams above us in the race.
And it starts Friday. Penticton is technically an expansion team. They've set the Western Hockey League record for most wins and most points by an expansion franchise, but being the old brethren of the British Columbia Hockey League, they are technically an expansion team, but in many ways they're not.
The front office, the organization, the structure is of a BCHL team that has been around for 60-plus years and has built a tremendous legacy up there. The roster is a brand new one. They brought in players from all over the Western Hockey League with the expansion draft last spring, and made some trades to to bolster what they've got. Brought in a ton of experience. They've got a ton of 19-year-olds. They've got 4 20-year-olds, which is the only year they'll get to do that as an expansion team. They get the extra grace period with that one extra 20-year-old player. So they've got a ton of experience on their team. They've got some tremendous talent on their team. And when you talk about a great front office and a great coaching staff behind them, a good structure underneath them, that means they've got experience coaching in the room as well. And Fred is about as experienced as they come. So they've got a good group around them. They've got a very experienced group. They've got some high-end talent at the top of that experienced group, and that's why they're on the edge of a BC Division title right now.
We already went up to the South Okanagan Center once this year, right? And we beat them. So you know, you've been up there. The fans of the Penticton Vs, they travel really well. Back in the old British Columbia Hockey League days, they would bring Rooter buses down to the town here. So I've always found them terribly enjoyable, not often sober, but a lot of fun. How are the fans in Penticton enjoying this transition from the British Columbia Hockey League to the Western Hockey League?
I think they're really enjoying it. Number one, the product is fantastic, and fans in Wenatchee knew that our first season in the WHL. But also the team is winning right now. Penticton folks are used to a good team that's well built, well coached, and they've got another one of those this season. That's going to have to shift next year when all those 19-year-olds become 20-year-olds and they go up against the 3-player limit for the 20-year-olds. So it will definitely be a younger team by far next season. But I have no doubt their front office is prepared and ready to make some moves to try to build that team back and make another run at things, try to make another successful run next season the way that Penticton fans have become accustomed to.
Is there any magic formula to be a consistent winner from a franchise standpoint year after year after year? Because, and I bring this up because the roster turnover is constant. You know, it's not like you can have a player for 10 years. It just doesn't work that way. How does a franchise continually win and make the playoffs year after year after year, even though each year you have almost an entirely different roster or significant turnover anyway? It's
not an easy one. For most teams, there's about a 5-year cycle in there and it's shrunk down here more recently where the NCAA rules have really changed the game. You've got players who are coming in from other junior teams and junior leagues now that they know this can be a destination for them on the way to NCAA hockey where it wasn't before. But at the same time, it's opened up a lot of the Western U.S. for us and other teams where a lot of those players, they're used to the USHL, they're used to NCAA sports, and they see that as their avenue to a college education, where now this is one as well. But it used to be a pretty solid 5-year cycle. You'd draft players at 15, you'd bring them up, they'd hit 18, 19 years old. Maybe your top-end ones would have a shot at jumping into pro hockey right away, and your 20-year-olds could go, if they were ready, to the minor leagues. But now that cycle has shrunk, so your scouting department has become really, really important. Trades have become really, really important. I think we'll start to see the effects on the draft coming up here. Number one, who's drafted, how many players are coming from the U.S., how many players are coming from Canada, but also once you bring them in, how long do they stay now that the NCAA is more of a destination than it could be before, and more of a destination than it has been. So your scouting department, number one, has become very important. Your GM has a shorter timeline to do things with, and players have a shorter timeline on the team. So that's where it's most important, but everything's certainly more compacted now than it was just a few years ago.
And it's funny, you mentioned the draft. We have a lot of high draft picks coming up in the off season. We have a chance to really fill the fridge, so to speak.
Yeah, we've got an opportunity to really build the future of this team with those draft picks. We've got those first-round draft picks back after the trades that we made the first year with Connor Geekie and Matt Savoy. We've got some second-round draft picks, some other high picks that have come in with the recent trades that we made last year with Kenta Isogai and Daniel Hauser. So there was a little bit of pain having to see those guys depart and having to wish them well on their way to somewhere else in the WHL. But we were able to restock the draft cupboard fairly quickly. We were able to build build a good season the first year, build ourselves into a position where we could hang on and get that number 4 seed. And we were right in the race at the end last year for that final playoff spot. So we've gotten some high draft picks back, and now we've got an opportunity to build the roster with those high-end players and develop them in their home systems and bring them in ready to play in the WHL when they get here in a year or two.
Again, at Penticton at the South Okanagan Center on Friday night. Penticton back here in the big city on Saturday night, so we know all about the V's. And then Sunday morning, you guys get on the bus and you're on the way to Alberta. Long road trip next week. At Red Deer, that's 700 miles on the bus, and then up to Edmonton, which is not that, between Red Deer and Edmonton, it's not that far. And then you have to go back over to the mountains to take on Prince George. Long bus trip. Are these guys prepared for that?
It's going to be a long bus trip. Every team has to do this during some point of the season. Sometimes, most teams, especially when they're not playing a division that's adjacent, kind of like we are, we can make it basically right into Alberta through Cranbrook. But most teams, and we did this last year when we went to the East Division, they'll do the entire swing over the course of a week to a week and a half. So you're playing in those stretches 6 games in 9 days, 6 in 10 if you're lucky. So right now we'll play 4 and 5. That's the bad news, but the good news is we'll get 2 of our longest road trips knocked out simultaneously. So it's going to be a rough week as far as the schedule goes. We'll have that early game in Edmonton on Wednesday. We'll have the energy of hopefully about 17,000 kids in the building to really push us. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult schedule next week. But every team has to go through that, and this is our time to do that this year.
Besides some pretty good hockey on Saturday night at the Town Toyota Center, remember there's only 2 games left. That's it. Penticton on home games. Penticton, and then Everett, I believe, the last game of the year is home as well. What's promotions happening on Saturday night?
80s night. Weinstein Beverage is doing their 80s night with us again. So new this year, costume contest on the ice during the first intermission. The winner gets $2,000 for the top 80s costume in the building. So definitely incentive to wear your best. But we've also got the free kids tickets from Weinstein Beverage. Also our walk-up special, walk into the office or walk up to the ticket window the day of the game. And if you were born in the 80s and you have the little card that confirms that you were born in the 80s with your picture on it that says you can drive, you can also get buy one, get one tickets for the game on Saturday night. So buy one, get one special if you're born in the 80s, costume contest, kids and free. No reason not to bring the entire family to the game. And if you're a family with a couple parents who were born in the 80s, you're going to get a really good deal on tickets this week.
I was born in 1964, so the 80s were like right in that prime period for me. I just wish I remembered them. I had a lot of fun in the 80s. Austin, it's good to see you. We'll figure out something for next week because, as I mentioned before, they're taking off for Red Deer on Sunday, even though they don't play until Tuesday night. But one way or the other, we'll touch base. Yeah. We'll do Zoom. We'll do something like that. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Austin Draude, everybody, give him a big hand. They love you. We're going to take a quick break and come back with the weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
A kitchen that makes mouths water and jaws drop. A bedroom from a dream with a bath from a spa. A walk-in you'd never want to walk out of. A pool like the fountain of youth. And a view that never gets old. When buying or selling a home of the highest standards, it's comforting to be represented by a real estate company with standards to match. Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Live well with Coldwell.
37 degrees. Clouds have thickened up just a little bit. And when we think clouds, we think rain. Well, we're going to get some rain later on. Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. 55 degrees, still very mild, unseasonably warm. Our normal high this time of the year is 48, with quite a bit of cloud cover. As far as rain is concerned, it's going to start about 2 o'clock in the morning or so on Wednesday. It'll be done by about noon on Wednesday. And then, believe it or not, Wednesday afternoon, we're going to see some sunshine and a high of 54. It's a series of little bitty systems going to pop in and pop out right through the forecast week. That's it for us. We will see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.